What's next with McGirt at the U.S. Supreme Court? My name is Ted Hasse. I'm an attorney at Worth Law Office. Right now, here in early 2022, what's happened recently is that the Supreme Court has refused to grant cert on a number of cases, quite a few cases, that we're seeking to overturn the McGirt ruling. Just briefly, the McGirt ruling created a situation finding, first of all, that in eastern Oklahoma, that the Muscogee Creek Nation Indian Reservation had not been disestablished. That was extended to a number of other reservations, Cherokee, Choctaw, Chickasaw. So that the current picture is that in eastern Oklahoma, now we're dealing with the fact that criminal jurisdiction issues have changed for people who are Native American or for crimes where the alleged victim is Native American. So what the Supreme Court has done is they've granted cert. That is, they've agreed to hear a case called Castro Huerta, that's the state of Oklahoma versus Castro Huerta, where one of the questions for which the petitioner sought cert was whether or not the state of Oklahoma can go back to what was the status quo before McGirt in at least one limited instance, which is that they be able to continue to bring state charges against non-Native Americans where the alleged victim is Native American. And the result, if the court were to rule in this way, would be to sort of restore to some degree what the situation was before McGirt. That wouldn't change anything for defendants who are Native American. There would still be the kind of jurisdictional situation that we see now is settled, but it would create a situation where the non-Native Americans who allegedly had victims of crimes that were Native American, well, then the state could also prosecute. It wouldn't exclude the federal government from prosecuting those people. It would only allow the state to proceed with prosecution. So it would create an unusual picture, potentially. I don't have a prediction at this time for which way the court's going to go. There is at least some significant chance that the court would rule that the state has jurisdiction over non-Native Americans committing crimes against Native Americans, and I think we can presume that there is some significant chance because of the fact that cert was granted. That requires 4 justices to that's not a majority, but 4 justices have to agree. That usually tends to indicate that at least 4 justices are inclined to make some ruling in that case or grant some clarification. There was a change in the composition of the court since the McGirt ruling. In short, it's hard to know what the result will be, but at least going forward, we can anticipate that McGirt is settled. As much noise as has there been coming from the state of Oklahoma and certain counties about their wish to have things go back to pre-McGirt. That's not going to be happening through the U.S. Supreme Court, but at least in one aspect, there could be a change on the horizon where right now, under McGirt, where the victim is Native American and the alleged perpetrator is non-Native American, there is no state jurisdiction. We could go back to pre-McGirt on that specific issue. In any case, if you are facing a federal criminal investigation or under federal criminal indictment, you'll want to be in contact with an attorney, you'll want to get retained counsel, feel free to call us if you have any questions. Our number is 918-932-2800. Again, my name is Ted Hasse.